The Northwest Comic Show.
The greatest thing ever.
Today's episode is brought to you by Wizard World Comic Con in Portland, Oregon. Hey, I'm Casey Ocupe. This is the Northwest Comic Show. And right now, the show is all about like pop culture stuff, anything pop culture, like comics, music, movies, cosplay. And today, we're going to be giving away some tickets to Wizard World in Portland, which is an awesome Comic-Con. It's where all the celebrities and things are. And we have a special guest today, right now. We have a cosplay professional, Russell Jeschke.
Hello there.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Good. Okay. So, cosplay guy, right?
Well, I'm more of a prop guy, but I'm coming in to become more of a cosplay guy because I actually really enjoy it. So.
All my sources lied to me. I thought he was a cosplay guy. Get out of here. No? Okay, so props.
Yes. What I do is on my spare time, I pour through a lot of reference of a character, and that's where I really get my juices flowing. It's like I really want to like bring this guy to life. So what I do is I go through the reference, and then right now I go through and do stuff in the 3D modeling. So in a computer, I dress up a model, and then I get it onto my 3D printer, and then I print that out, which takes several hours, and then I go in and I polish it up and sand it, do some auto body work, and then I mold it and I cast it out of whatever works best, whether it be plastic or rubber or whatever.
Said a lot of weird technical words.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Let's step back for the people who don't know what we're talking about. What is cosplay?
Cosplay is the blending of costumes and role play, to my understanding, because there's a lot of different definitions of it and different reasons why people do it. But I get a special kick out of trying to do my best to become like the character, and I really I put all my energy into the externals. So like, let's say Batman has a cowl.
Okay.
So I'll do my best to try to make a really good-looking cowl. And
I'm gonna grab this while you talk about it.
This is in between stages. I spray painted it black, some primer, because I really go hard at it with a thing of sandpaper. So it's needing some love from me.
This is awesome.
Thank you. That's Batman versus Superman version.
Oh, okay. So the new Dawn of Justice movie.
Yes.
All right. This is Dawn of Justice, Batman cowl. It's in a mid stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it needs a lot of sanding right now. You printed this.
Yes. And I modeled that over my scanned head, so it fits like a glove.
Wow. That's amazing. So you have a scanned version of your head.
I do.
That's crazy, you know?
It's really weird.
Yeah, actually, at the Northwest Comic Fest, I scanned myself because we had, did you see? Yeah, we had a scanning thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should get scanned. Why aren't you all scanned?
I totally agree.
Why not? You know, what do you got to do? I mean, look up where you can get scanned. Get a scan of yourself. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, if you want to go up to it, it's like it's in Portland right now. It's where I went to get my better scan. The first one I did as I did with an Xbox Kinect, so I kind of like fiddled around with that, and apparently you could get a free scan, but it's not user-friendly, so to say the least.
So you used an Xbox Kinect to scan yourself?
Yeah.
How does one do that?
Well, apparently the hardware is Windows-based, so you can stick it into your computer with a USB, and there's special software out there called Skinect, and then you can use that software to use the Xbox Kinect, which is usually used to import your body through infrared into the the Xbox.
Oh man, the future is now.
Yes.
That's what we're hearing. So you could work for that company that made Robocop. Who was that? OCP or something?
I don't know.
remember.
It's a cop company. I'm nowhere
Yeah.
near cop quality.
Does anyone remember who that is?
OCP.
Is OCP? All right. You could work for. I think you could work for OCP because this is all the future stuff you're doing.
I wouldn't mind making a Robocop suit. That would be pretty cool.
Well, we got an agenda now.
Yes.
We're gonna have a Robocop suit soon. So you told me that what's important to you is nailing the outside of a character, and then also you read all the references about the character, all about the character, so you can learn to like be the character like physically outside of it, like act like it. Is that right?
I really I'm a firm believer in that you can augment your image through whatever means, and now there's the computer and the aspect of actually getting a 3D scan, and you could do things with in the virtual world. You can now bring that into reality through 3D printing and stuff.
Wow. Yeah. Pepakura is another easy way to do it if you don't have, well, why did I say easy? I don't know if I'd say it's easy, but you can look into Pepakura if you don't own a 3D printer.
Yeah.
But you're 3D printing. Now, what were you doing in life where you're like, everything that I imagine I should be able to 3D print, and I'm gonna get a 3D printer. What caused all this to happen?
Well, growing up, I worked with my dad just in like in a sign shop, and we were around different graphics, so I'm always around visual art stuff. But I always had this drive to I want to do something different, you know. I want to make something that looks pretty cool and something that's big and has a form to it rather than flat surfaces of graphic stuff. So one of my first things I did was I ended up making a giant 3-foot cupcake out of Pepakura, and it was for a cupcake business. Then that was kind of how I kind of got into the big making stuff, because they were a company that wanted to get some signs, and it was like, hey, how about a big cupcake? You know?
It's like, signs are old school. I mean, it's all 3-dimensional now, everything.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Forget signs.
Well, there used to be guys that did the hand painting one. My dad was one of them, but then it went to the big printers, and now it is the same with there's still going to be sculpting all the time, but this is just another form of you can sculpt in the computer, and it's a lot more. There's a lot more tricks and stuff that you can do, and you could bring it into reality.
Can you hand me that?
Absolutely.
Thanks. All right, who's this? What do we got here?
That is the Arkham Knight.
I know.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah. Can I have this? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I got to mold that.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite characters. He such a badass helmet there.
It is.
It
absolutely is. Wow. I wanted everyone to see this. This isn't in a video game. This isn't 2-dimensional. This is in real life. So I hope you're ready to see this guy here, Russell, create this and 3-dimensionally be standing before you.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about bringing this to fruition. This is actually the second version of the suit I'll be doing. I did a version for a friend of mine, and he's a cosplayer, and he's also a designer. He helped design the first suit that we did, and that was his name's Crimson Coscrafts, and he helped design the suit. I did the printing and the finishing and the molding and the casting, and then he got to display it, and it was really it really did a big rocking thing when the game came out.
All right. Well, what's that next to you over there?
Well, this is a vest that I'll be wearing for the. I'm gonna be going to Comic-Con here, Wizard World in Portland.
Can you hand it to me?
Yeah.
Because I want to hold it up. I want everyone to see it. Look at that. What about that? Huh? What about that? So and so this goes with.
This goes with the Arkham Knight.
Nice. I actually knew that.
Yeah.
But I'm just clarifying for everybody else.
Yeah, they didn't know that.
Yeah. So, let's give away a ticket to Wizard World right now because, I don't know.
I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Why not?
All right.
So, you got any questions that?
I think I do.
Okay.
Can anybody name off 4 Batman villains right now?
Oh, yeah, you were first. Joker.
Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Riddler.
Riddler.
King Tut.
King Tut.
I'm gonna go 60s Batman. Yeah.
Wow. King Tut, Mego, 60s Batman.
That works.
All right. You didn't stumble too much.
No.
Remember, if they stumble. Okay, so we got one right there. Woo! All right. Duncan got a Wizard World ticket. Good job. Okay. Well, yeah, I think we're done for this segment. So
right.
thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
All right, let's give it up. Woo! Yay! Hey, we're back with Rob Matheny here. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks
Great.
for having me.
Good,
Glad
yeah.
to be here tonight. It's a lovely studio.
We're all happy to have you here. It's a lovely studio.
Yeah, it's great. Love this wonderful cosplay you've got here.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
It is. Don't
Thank you.
don't hurt anyone with that.
I won't. It's
All
a
right.
nice letter opener, by the way.
It is. Yeah. Let's look at this.
Yeah. It's a good one too.
Look at that. And this is from Riddick, I believe, right?
Nice.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Cinematic classic known as Riddick.
Yeah.
Great prop on that one.
I actually
blaster
modeled
there.
the teeth here.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was from a
Vicious.
cast from me.
Might need some work done, but
Yeah.
looks good.
All right.
Good stuff.
Now you're a podcasting
I am a
professional.
podcaster.
Yeah.
That's right.
What is that?
Podcasting is like radio, but it's for the internets. It's not real radio where it goes over the airwaves. It's where you kind of download it off the internet. So I do lots of podcasts is my specialty. So, but I do nerdy podcasts, which is cool.
Nice. We love
yeah.
nerds. Because we are nerds.
Yes, we are, and I am exceptionally nerdy. So I do a podcast. My main podcast that I do right now, I do 2 of them, but the main one that I do right now is called the-grim-tidings-podcast, and it's a science fiction fantasy podcast. It's kind of the darker side of fantasy. So I do that, and I have a co-host named Philip Overby, and he's actually based out of Japan.
Wow.
And we do most of our interviews via Skype, but I record from Salem, so I'm a local boy. But I record from town, and we interview authors and stuff on the show, and it's a lot of fun. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right.
So some of the authors we've had on have been like R.A. Salvatore, who's one of the top fantasy authors who are out there right now.
Oh my gosh.
Michael J. Sullivan, Cameron Hurley, Sebastian DeCastel. Just a lot of cool people have responded to the show,
Wow.
and it's found some success so far. So
Yeah.
we're excited about it.
Well, I think it's really cool because somehow it seems like because it's online and podcasting and stuff, you can get some pretty awesome, awesome guests versus like television or if you got to fly them in and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's being able to do it online creates a venue where you can record high quality and get guests calling in. I mean, just having a Skype connection and being able to record the conversation and edit it digitally. I'm a professional producer full time, so that's what I do mainly, and then I just podcast for fun. So
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of my specialty. I've been in radio since like 2000. So
Yeah. Well, you got a good voice for radio.
thank you. Got the
Yeah.
microphone right here.
There it is.
Sound good in there, studio?
Sounds great.
Thank you.
All right. Well, how does one get into podcasting?
It's really easy. It's good place to start is have something to talk about.
Something to talk
So,
about.
nerdy
you need a
books.
topic.
Topic. So
Nice.
and then you need probably a computer and a decent microphone.
Okay.
So you can say words into it, record it, and then you want to create, say, an MP3 or a WAV file, and then you upload it to the internets, and then you download it, and people can hear what you say,
So you go up and down with it.
up and down.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool. Well, that all sounded pretty logical to me.
yeah, it's pretty easy.
You know.
But you can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher. You just go on there and you can search for the name of the show and you can download it. And we do shows about every week. And we've been rather successful. We've had about 13,000 downloads in the past 6 months.
That's a lot.
And we've actually been mentioned on a couple of blogs for the 2016 Hugos as a fan cast, best fan cast of the
Cool.
year. So it's cool just to get mentioned, but people are noticing what we're doing, so we're having a blast at it.
Well, that's why you're here. Because
That's why
you're
I'm here.
awesome. Is it true that you actually do the most awesome podcast in the universe?
Yeah, Wikipedia actually says it. If you look it up.
Nice.
So
That's good.
it must be true. It's on the internet.
Yeah. All right. Well, excellent. Okay. So, do you listen to other podcasts at all?
I do, actually, and that's kind of how I got started, was listening to podcasts. I started maybe back in 2005, 2006, started kind of breaking on the internet, and I listened to a variety. Some of the most popular ones who are kind of in the genre that I do is, say, Writing Excuses, and that's hosted by Brandon Sanderson, who's probably the top fantasy author out there today. He does a podcast, 15 minutes every week. Patrick Rothfuss, who's also a top author, he does a podcast. But there's a fair amount of fairly popular science fiction and fantasy podcasts out there.
Nice.
And I'm just kind of adding our voice to it by specializing in grimdark. You guys know what grimdark is, by the way?
All right,
He knows
we got
what
a fan.
grimdark
We
is.
got yes.
So grimdark is basically, if you think of Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin, he does darker fantasy stuff. Basically, everybody went, I want to read more stuff like this. And there's other authors out there, including Mark Lawrence, Joe Abercrombie, even Stephen King would be considered grimdark in some terms, Brett Weeks, Peter V. Brett. So there's a lot of guys out there who are writing dark, gritty fantasy stuff, and that's really what we're into, is the darker stuff. So
Yeah.
but that's kind of our specialty. That's kind of our wheelhouse. But there's a lot of podcasts out there. If you just get iTunes or whatever, go on your computer. If you look, they're out there.
Cool. Maybe I will do that. So, what makes a good podcast episode?
Would be a good guest, ideally.
Good guess.
You want to have good quality, ideally with the microphones. You want what I do with my guests is I send questions beforehand so they know what we're talking about, so they're not really kind of in the dark as to what the subject is going to be. So you kind of prepare ahead, do research on your guests, make sure you know a couple of things about them, and get the information correct. Nothing more
I
embarrassing.
don't do that. I don't do any of that stuff. Yeah.
so there's
I didn't tell you any questions.
not at all.
And I get bad guests. No, I'm
Well,
kidding. I'm joking.
Well,
oh
got
my
me.
gosh.
When life gives you lemons,
That was
bring
actually
on
a joke.
Rob Matheny. Wow.
All right.
It's a rough crowd.
It is. Yeah. So, okay. Now, podcasting. There are people who can, or do make money doing that, right?
They do make money, but it's usually the top 5 to 10% of podcasters who.
Okay.
You can make an income. Can you make a living? No, it's usually the top people who are bringing in substantial income. Guys like Adam Carolla, they have enough
Yeah.
revenue to bring in from selling ads and stuff on their podcast where they can actually make some money at it. Mine is pretty much a non-profit venture. Actually, I kind of lose money. It's probably takes like $15-20 a month to pay for hosting fees.
Oh.
So there's just a small little financial piece
That's
to it.
temporary. I mean, in 3 years, 4 years, or whatever, where do you want to be?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Because right now we're set at doing a show a week right now. We're gonna try to expand into doing a little bit of video.
Cool.
We've expanded beyond just doing normal author interviews, and we're actually doing panels now. You guys like panels, right?
Yeah.
Comic panels. right?
Panels.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're doing panels podcast version. So we already did our first one a month ago. It was called Metal and Dark Fiction, where we talked about heavy metal and heavy books, and it was really awesome. In February, we're doing a horror panel, and then we'll be doing urban fantasy, we'll be doing fantasy, we'll be doing a Conan panel. So we've got lots of cool stuff planned ahead. So we're just kind of getting started. So
Okay.
yeah, but
Excellent.
video, we might try maybe a video conference, might be in the future as well. But big plans, and we've been able to kind of garner the support of the SFF community right now. So people are paying attention, and my goal is to give them the best product possible. So.
Well, that's a good goal. I respect that. Excellent. You know what I've been trying to tell people is, for instance, this show right here, we can do this public access show, then we can put it online, and then we can take the audio, make a podcast. So that's 3 different outlets from one taping. It's really amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely, and just being here tonight, it makes me want to look into doing video even more, because it's free. I mean, you don't really have to pay a lot of money to be in here to join the classes.
Cost me thousands of dollars to be
Right.
here right now. No, that's not true.
But no,
Yeah.
if you want to do something fun and engaging with media, public access is a good way to go.
It is.
Podcasting is a good way to go. Ideally, if you have something to say and you want to share it with people, do a podcast.
Absolutely, because like you said, the top 5 to 10%, they're just going, this is my favorite thing to talk about. I'm just talking. Boom, I get money. So
Right. I don't have to write a script or anything before I do the show. I just start talking about the stuff that I love.
I don't prepare at all. Not at all.
Be warned, we have an explicit rating on our show too, so you might hear crap or darn it.
Oh,
So,
gosh, we
be
don't do
careful.
that here. Everyone plug your ears for a minute. All right. Well, huh?
I need an adult.
Oh, yeah. See, stranger danger over here. But now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let's give away a ticket
Absolutely.
to Wizard World. So,
It's a splendid idea.
think of a question. First one to raise their hands with the right answer. You got any
First
idea?
question. Okay, well, it's going to be a book question because I'm a book nerd.
Okay.
We'll go Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. I'm seeing shaking heads in here. That's not good.
Just throw it out there.
We'll do this one. Who wrote Conan the Barbarian? We'll go with that. Who is the author of Conan the Barbarian?
I see someone who's like halfway there. But it doesn't matter because he can't have another ticket, so.
Okay.
Let's think of another one.
Let's try another question. Let's see.
What about just name a Game of Thrones character?
Name a Game of Thrones character.
Oh.
She raised her hand first. Cersei Lannister.
Yeah!
Wonderful.
All right, we got one. Okay, well,
There we
thank
go.
you for being on
you
the
for
show.
having me on.
All right, it was awesome. And hey, let's give it up for Rob. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The Northwest Comic Show.
The greatest thing ever.
The Northwest Comic Show.
The greatest thing ever.
The Northwest Comic Show.
The greatest thing ever.